It's great to be here. Thanks to everybody for having me today, in particular Ben and Mark.
I think she's doing a great job as Second Lady of the United States, and I'm so proud to have her back by my side. And here's the thing, because the cameras are all on, anything that I say, no matter how crazy, Usha has to smile and laugh.
The news that Usha Vance, the spouse of the newly instated Vice President JD Vance, is in the process of ending their marriage has stirred a mixture of disbelief, curiosity, and concern among political insiders and the general public alike. The revelation has immediately drawn attention not only because of the high political profile of JD Vance, but also due to the intricate interplay between personal life and public service. In a world where the private lives of political figures are often expected to adhere to strict standards of unity and stability, this disclosure has sparked a debate about the boundaries between the personal and the political. It invites scrutiny into how personal challenges, particularly those as emotionally charged as a divorce, might intersect with and possibly influence the dynamics of political leadership and public perception. Before we start, hit the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. The announcement comes at a pivotal moment, with JD Vance stepping into his role as vice president amid a climate of intense political polarization and public expectation. Political institutions and the media have historically shown a tendency to magnify personal matters when they involve prominent figures, and this latest development is no exception. Observers are weighing the implications of a marital split on a leader whose professional responsibilities demand both strength and cohesion. The event serves as a stark reminder that behind every public figure lies a personal narrative often filled with complexities, sacrifices, and human vulnerabilities that rarely find space in official communications. This narrative, now thrust into the spotlight, challenges the conventional wisdom that personal life should be neatly compartmentalized from public service, suggesting instead that personal experiences can deeply affect decision-making processes, leadership styles, and the public's trust. At the heart of this unfolding story is a long-standing partnership that once symbolized not only mutual support, but also a shared vision for a future intertwined with political and personal ambitions. For many years, the union of JD Vance and Usha Vance was regarded as emblematic of a modern political power couple whose shared experiences and aspirations added a human dimension to the often sterile world of policy debates and legislative maneuvering. Their relationship, long admired by supporters for its apparent strength and unity, now appears to have encountered irreconcilable differences that have led to a painful separation. The very public nature of their lives means that every aspect of their personal journey is subject to intense public scrutiny, and as such, the dissolution of their marriage raises questions about the pressures inherent in balancing a demanding political career with the intricacies of maintaining a healthy personal relationship. One cannot overlook the significant role that media narratives play in shaping the public's understanding of personal events that occur within political families. The unfolding divorce is likely to be dissected through multiple lenses, from political opportunism and personal betrayal to broader cultural discussions about modern marriage. Media outlets and commentators, who have long been fascinated by the intersections of private lives and public roles, will undoubtedly explore the ramifications of this split on the public image of the vice president. In this light, the event is not merely a personal matter, but also a symbol of the broader challenges faced by those in high office, where every personal setback is magnified and politicized. This heightened attention to the personal lives of public figures reflects a societal trend where personal authenticity and vulnerability are both celebrated and critiqued, often resulting in a complex dialogue about the demands of leadership in contemporary times. The implications of the divorce extend beyond the immediate family and into the political arena. For JD Vance, whose role as vice president places him under a relentless microscope, the revelation of a failing marriage might serve as both a personal trial and a political liability. Critics and political adversaries may seize upon this moment to question his capacity for leadership, suggesting that personal instability could translate into weakened decision-making or divided attention in times of national or global crisis. Conversely, some supporters might interpret the divorce as an honest admission of the challenges inherent in balancing personal sacrifice with public duty, potentially humanizing him in the eyes of voters who value transparency and authenticity. The interplay between personal tribulations and professional responsibilities has long been a subject of debate in political circles, and this case brings that conversation into sharp focus as the public grapples with the idea that personal discord can have far-reaching implications for governance. The relationship between a leader's personal life and their public responsibilities is one fraught with historical precedents and modern complexities. In the current political climate, where public figures are often expected to serve as moral exemplars, any indication of personal strife can generate waves of uncertainty among constituents. The divorce of the vice president's wife disrupts the carefully constructed narrative of stability and reliability that is often a prerequisite for gaining and maintaining public trust. This event forces an examination of how personal decisions, made away from the glare of the spotlight, can nonetheless influence public perception and, by extension, policy-making processes. It raises questions about the extent to which personal circumstances should factor into assessments of a leader's effectiveness, and whether the public is entitled to full insight into the private lives of those who hold power. Historically, political figures have faced intense scrutiny over their personal lives, and their private decisions have often been weaponized by opponents seeking to undermine their credibility. The revelation of Usha Vance's decision to pursue a divorce is set against a backdrop of similar high-profile separations that have had significant repercussions on political careers. In many instances, the personal challenges of a leader have provided fodder for political narratives that emphasize themes of weakness or moral inconsistency. The current event is likely to be analyzed within this framework, as observers consider whether the personal misfortunes of a family can justifiably be extrapolated to question the vice president's broader policy agendas or leadership capabilities. This process of politicizing personal life events reflects a broader societal trend where the boundaries between personal morality and professional competence are increasingly blurred, forcing voters and political analysts to confront uncomfortable questions about the nature of leadership. The personal decisions made within a household often carry a weight that transcends individual lives, influencing the broader cultural context in which political debates are framed. In this particular instance, the decision by Usha Vance to pursue a divorce has broader implications for societal norms related to marriage, gender roles, and the expectations placed on political families. The public has long held political figures to standards that exceed those applied to ordinary citizens, and any deviation from these standards can trigger intense public discourse. In an era where traditional models of marriage are being challenged by evolving social norms, the Vance divorce case could serve as a catalyst for renewed debates about what constitutes a successful partnership in both personal and professional contexts. Such discussions may delve into how modern relationships are tested by the pressures of public life, and whether the rigorous demands of high office inevitably strain even the most robust personal bonds. The announcement has also opened up a conversation about the interplay of cultural expectations and the realities of modern life. In a society that values both individual freedom and collective responsibility, the dissolution of a long-standing marriage can be seen as a microcosm of larger cultural shifts. The narrative of a high-profile divorce in a political family is likely to resonate with individuals who have themselves grappled with the challenges of reconciling personal fulfillment with societal expectations. The story prompts reflection on how political institutions, often designed around ideals of unity and perseverance, may need to evolve to better accommodate the human element of leadership. As more personal narratives are scrutinized under the public eye, there may be a growing recognition that the personal is inextricably linked to the professional, and that the vulnerabilities of personal life can provide valuable insights into the complexities of governance and public service. The unfolding situation also highlights the impact that personal revelations can have on the internal dynamics of a political household. Behind closed doors, the process of separation is rarely as clear-cut as it appears from the outside, and the challenges involved in disentangling shared lives are both emotional and logistical. The decision by Usha Vance to initiate divorce proceedings underscores the personal toll that high-profile public service can exact on individuals who must balance career ambitions with the demands of intimate relationships. It forces an acknowledgement that the privileges of power and prestige come with personal sacrifices that are often hidden from view. This event, while highly publicized, serves as a reminder that behind every political figure lies a human story marked by both triumphs and trials, and that the pursuit of public service often involves navigating deeply personal challenges. The reverberations of this personal decision are likely to be felt in the corridors of power and within the media landscape, where every detail of the vice president's life is subject to interpretation and debate. Political strategists may analyze the situation as a potential vulnerability, considering how adversaries might frame the narrative to cast doubts on the vice president's judgment and stability. In a highly polarized political environment, even the subtlest personal missteps can be magnified and repurposed as evidence of a broader pattern of instability. This underscores the inherent risks that come with a life in the public eye, where the line between personal misfortune and political liability is perilously thin. The public, too, may find itself grappling with cognitive dissonance as it reconciles the image of a seasoned political leader with the reality of personal discord that seems at odds with the expectations of steadfast leadership. In examining the implications of this divorce revelation, it becomes evident that the event is situated at the intersection of personal vulnerability and political consequence. The announcement is not merely a private matter for one family, but a public event that carries with it a host of symbolic and practical repercussions. It prompts reflection on the extent to which personal integrity and family stability should factor into the qualifications for holding high office, and whether the personal lives of political figures should be subject to the same rigorous scrutiny as their policy positions and public actions. The unfolding story forces a broader conversation about the nature of leadership, the expectations placed on those in power, and the human cost of navigating a career that is as unforgiving as it is celebrated. Beyond the immediate political calculations, the event invites deeper contemplation about the personal costs of a life devoted to public service. The pressures of political life, with its constant demands for visibility, accountability, and resilience, can place tremendous strain on even the strongest of partnerships. The decision to pursue divorce, therefore, must be understood not solely as a breakdown of a marital union, but as an outcome of years of balancing competing priorities, personal sacrifices, and the relentless pace of a life lived in the public eye. This perspective encourages a more empathetic understanding of the personal struggles faced by those in high office, challenging the tendency to reduce complex human experiences to mere political fodder. It underscores the reality that behind the polished public image lies a deeply personal journey, replete with moments of joy, sorrow, and difficult choices that are often obscured by the demands of political performance. This event also raises important questions about the role of the family in shaping political narratives. Families of public figures are frequently thrust into the spotlight by default, their private lives becoming part of the broader story that defines a leader's public persona. The decision by Usha Vance to reveal her intention to divorce is significant in that it disrupts the carefully curated image of a united and supportive family, which is often seen as a cornerstone of political credibility. The erosion of this idealized picture challenges not only the vice president's personal narrative, but also the societal expectation that family unity is an essential attribute of effective leadership. As the public digests this new development, there is likely to be a re-examination of the values that are considered integral to political success and the extent to which personal challenges can coexist with a life of public duty. While the immediate focus remains on the personal ramifications of the divorce, the broader implications extend into the realm of political symbolism and narrative construction. The disintegration of a long-held marital alliance in a high-profile political family carries with it a potent symbolic charge that may be interpreted in multiple ways. For some, it may represent a repudiation of the old order, a sign that even the most enduring relationships are vulnerable in the face of modern political pressures and shifting societal values. For others, it may be seen as a cautionary tale about the limits of personal sacrifice in the pursuit of public ambition, a reminder that the quest for power often exacts a heavy toll on those who undertake it. In either interpretation, the event challenges traditional notions of stability and permanence, suggesting that the ideals upon which political institutions are built may need to be reconsidered in light of the realities of contemporary life. The complex interplay between the personal and the political that this divorce announcement illuminates is likely to inspire ongoing debate among political analysts cultural commentators, and the general public. It serves as a case study in how personal decisions, made in the privacy of one's home, can have profound and far-reaching implications when they intersect with the arena of public service. In this instance, the revelation of a marital split becomes more than just a personal setback. It transforms into a narrative that encapsulates the challenges of leadership in a modern democracy, where personal integrity, public accountability, and the demands of governance are in constant tension. This multifaceted dynamic underscores the inherent challenges of balancing the private and the public, forcing both leaders and citizens to confront the reality that personal vulnerabilities can shape and sometimes even redefine the contours of political discourse. Amid the intense public and political debate that is sure to follow, it is essential to consider the human dimensions that lie at the heart of the matter. The divorce of a high-profile couple is an event laden with emotional complexity, marked by a gradual unraveling of shared dreams and mutual commitments that once formed the foundation of their public and private lives. The decision to part ways is rarely made lightly, and in this context, it reflects a deeply personal reckoning with the challenges of maintaining a close relationship in the midst of extraordinary external pressures. This situation highlights the sacrifices that individuals often make in the name of public service, where the demands of office can erode the very relationships that provide the support and stability needed to sustain a life in the public arena. The implications of this decision are not confined solely to the realm of personal relationships. They extend into the intricate web of political symbolism that underpins the public's perception of leadership. In a political culture that prizes both competence and moral rectitude, the unraveling of a prominent marital bond sends ripples through the collective consciousness of the electorate. It forces a confrontation with the notion that personal integrity and family unity are inextricably linked to the ability to govern effectively. As citizens evaluate the suitability of their leaders, the visible strains in the vice president's personal life may lead to a reassessment of what qualities are deemed most essential for public service, challenging long-held assumptions about the relationship between personal virtue and political efficacy. The unfolding scenario also invites a broader reflection on the evolving nature of marriage and personal commitment in an era marked by rapid social change. The values and expectations that once underpinned long-term relationships are increasingly being redefined by a combination of cultural shifts, economic pressures, and the relentless pace of modern life. In the context of high office, where the stakes are amplified and personal sacrifices are part and parcel of a public career, the decision to dissolve a marriage takes on additional layers of meaning. It becomes a poignant reminder that the institutions and ideals that have long been held as sacrosanct are not immune to the transformative forces of contemporary society. The Vance divorce, therefore, can be seen as emblematic of a broader trend in which personal fulfillment and individual autonomy are being reimagined in ways that challenge traditional paradigms of commitment and unity. The political implications of this event extend into the realm of policy and leadership style as well. Observers and critics alike may question whether the personal challenges faced by the vice president will influence his approach to governance, decision-making, and the balancing of national priorities with personal well-being. The public is often drawn to narratives that suggest a direct correlation between personal hardships and professional shortcomings, even when such assumptions are not supported by evidence. In this case, the debate may center on whether the personal trials experienced by JD Vance have the potential to compromise his ability to lead effectively, or whether they might, conversely, imbue him with a heightened sense of empathy and resilience that could prove beneficial in the demanding arena of public policy. This tension between personal vulnerability and professional competence is a recurring theme in the analysis of political figures, and the current development is likely to be interpreted through a variety of lenses, each reflecting different ideological and cultural perspectives. The unfolding situation presents a unique opportunity to examine the intricate relationship between public opinion and personal narrative. In a society where media narratives often shape political destinies, the revelation of a high-profile divorce forces a re-examination of the role that personal stories play in the broader political landscape. The interplay between personal decisions and political judgment becomes especially significant when the individual in question occupies a role as influential as that of a vice president. As public discourse increasingly embraces the notion that leadership involves not just policy expertise, but also emotional intelligence and personal integrity, the impact of this divorce on the political narrative may be far more profound than a mere recounting of personal grievances. Instead, it could serve as a catalyst for a more nuanced understanding of what it means to lead in a time of rapid change and uncertainty. The unfolding divorce, stripped of sensationalism yet imbued with layers of personal and political significance, prompts reflection on the perennial challenges of reconciling individual identity with public expectations. It underscores the reality that no individual, regardless of their status or accomplishments, is immune to the personal struggles that define the human condition. The event compels a broader societal conversation about the responsibilities that come with public office and the inherent difficulties in maintaining personal relationships amidst the relentless demands of leadership. It is a reminder that the pursuit of political power is not merely a matter of policy and strategy, but also one of personal sacrifice and human frailty, where the quest for greatness is often accompanied by moments of profound personal loss. This revelation, with its multifaceted implications, stands as a potent symbol of the evolving dynamics of modern leadership. It challenges the conventional wisdom that political figures must maintain an unassailable image of stability and perfection, instead suggesting that the true measure of leadership may lie in the ability to navigate personal adversities with grace and resilience. The discussion that has emerged around the divorce is not simply a reflection of personal failings, but a broader commentary on the nature of public service in an era where the personal and the political are inextricably linked. It serves as a stark reminder that behind every carefully cultivated public persona lies a complex and often turbulent personal reality that can, under the right circumstances, alter the course of political narratives. In the midst of this complex interplay of personal choices and political consequences, the focus inevitably turns to the broader societal implications of the event. The announcement of the divorce not only disrupts the carefully managed image of a prominent political family, but also prompts a deeper consideration of the values and expectations that underpin public life in contemporary society. As citizens grapple with the reality that even the most celebrated figures are not immune to personal hardship, there emerges an opportunity to reevaluate the criteria by which leadership is judged. The unfolding narrative invites a more compassionate and nuanced approach to understanding the human dimensions of public service, recognizing that the same qualities that make an individual capable of shouldering the burdens of leadership also render them vulnerable to the same frailties that afflict us all. The event, therefore, stands as both a personal turning point for JD Vance and Usha Vance, and a broader reflection of the challenges that define modern political life. It offers a glimpse into the delicate balance between private pain and public duty, between the relentless scrutiny of the media and the intimate struggles that remain hidden from view. In this context, the divorce is not merely a rupture in a personal relationship, but a mirror reflecting the broader complexities of leadership in an age where the lines between personal vulnerability and public accountability have become increasingly blurred. It is a poignant reminder that the lives of those in power, no matter how polished or carefully constructed, are ultimately shaped by the same human experiences of love, loss, and the search for meaning that define all of us. The resonance of this revelation is likely to extend well beyond the confines of political analysis, touching upon deeper philosophical questions about the nature of commitment, the inevitability of change, and the enduring tension between idealism and reality. It forces a confrontation with the idea that the pursuit of public service, while noble in its intent, is often accompanied by sacrifices that are as profound as they are unavoidable. The story of the Vances, marked by the disintegration of a once idealized union, prompts a broader meditation on the price of leadership and the personal costs that are often hidden behind the facade of public success. It is a narrative that speaks to the universal human experience of grappling with loss and the relentless passage of time, even as it unfolds on a stage as grand and consequential as national politics. In reflecting on the implications of this development, it becomes apparent that the divorce is not an isolated incident, but rather a window into the evolving nature of contemporary leadership. It challenges traditional conceptions of power, suggesting that the strength of a leader may be measured not by the absence of personal difficulties, but by the capacity to acknowledge and navigate them with authenticity and resolve. This revelation underscores the notion that the personal and the political are inextricably intertwined, and that the vulnerabilities that come with personal loss can, in some cases, serve to enhance rather than diminish the credibility of a public figure. The complexities of the Vance divorce invite a more holistic consideration of what it means to lead in a time of unprecedented social and political change, where the human aspects of leadership are increasingly recognized as integral to effective governance. The unfolding narrative, rich in both personal poignancy and political significance, challenges established norms and invites a re-examination of the interplay between individual identity and collective responsibility. It serves as a reminder that even the most public of lives are subject to the unpredictable and often tumultuous forces of personal change, and that the personal struggles of a leader can resonate deeply with a public that is itself navigating a rapidly evolving social landscape. The revelations surrounding the Vance family are, therefore, emblematic of a broader shift in how society perceives and evaluates the lives of those who occupy positions of power. As the public processes this complex narrative, it is inevitable that debates will arise regarding the nature of accountability, the limits of personal privacy, and the degree to which personal tribulations should be allowed to influence political discourse. The event invites reflection on the responsibilities of both leaders and citizens, emphasizing that the pursuit of excellence in public service requires a delicate balancing act between personal sacrifice and public accountability. It compels a re-evaluation of the values that underpin political leadership and challenges the assumption that the personal realm should remain entirely insulated from the demands of governance. In its multifaceted implications, the revelation of Usha Vance's decision to initiate divorce proceedings transcends the realm of personal drama to become a powerful commentary on the nature of modern political life. It encapsulates the tension between the ideals of unity and the inevitability of personal change, offering a lens through which to examine the interplay of individual identity and public responsibility. As discussions unfold across media platforms and in private conversations alike, the story serves as a catalyst for a broader dialogue about the evolving expectations of leadership, the human costs of political ambition, and the enduring quest for authenticity in a world that often demands perfection. The announcement that Usha Vance is seeking a divorce represents a moment of profound personal transition, one that carries with it a multitude of implications for both the individuals involved and the broader political landscape. It is an event that forces an acknowledgement of the fact that even those who occupy the highest offices are not immune to the forces of change, the inevitability of personal loss, and the complexities of modern relationships. The narrative that unfolds in the wake of this revelation is bound to be as intricate as it is impactful, weaving together threads of personal experience, political calculation, and cultural commentary into a tapestry that reflects the multifaceted nature of contemporary public life. The significance of this development lies not only in its immediate impact on the lives of JD Vance and Usha Vance, but also in its potential to reshape the discourse surrounding the interplay of personal vulnerability and political strength. It is a reminder that the journey of leadership is marked by challenges that extend far beyond policy debates and legislative battles, encompassing deeply personal struggles that resonate with the collective experience of those who seek to lead. In the case of the Vances, the decision to part ways is emblematic of a broader trend in which the human dimensions of public service are increasingly recognized as integral to the narrative of leadership. The reverberations of this event will likely spark ongoing discussions about the balance between private pain and public duty, challenging both leaders and citizens to reconsider the true nature of commitment in an age of unprecedented change. The announcement that Usha Vance has chosen to pursue a divorce from JD Vance stands as a stark illustration of the challenges inherent in merging the personal with the political. It is a development that will undoubtedly provoke varied interpretations and intense debate, as observers, supporters, and critics alike attempt to understand the full scope of its implications. As the public continues to process this revelation, it is clear that the event is more than just a headline. It is a reflection of the evolving nature of modern relationships, the pressures of public life, and the intricate dance between personal identity and public service. The narrative that emerges from this situation is destined to leave an indelible mark on the discourse surrounding political leadership in contemporary society, challenging preconceived notions and inviting a more empathetic understanding of the human experience behind the veneer of power. The unfolding situation serves as a reminder that the personal trials of those in high office are not merely private matters, but are inextricably linked to the broader dynamics of public trust, political accountability, and societal values. It compels a recognition that leadership at its most effective is as much about navigating personal vulnerabilities as it is about steering public policy. The divorce of a prominent political couple, particularly one as emblematic as the Vances, forces an honest confrontation with the fact that the demands of public service can exact a heavy toll on personal relationships. In a political climate that is often unforgiving and unrelenting, this revelation stands as a testament to the human cost of leadership, a cost that is frequently paid in the currency of personal sacrifice and emotional strain. If you liked this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, could you leave your comments below and tell us, what are your thoughts on JD and Usha Vance's divorce? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.